Okay, welcome back. I'm gonna try really quick to see if this and in or works. Okay, as far as pudding, to see if we can get our background to blend in with our sprite. The first thing I'm gonna do is page. We're gonna set up a graphic screen on page 1 and page 2. So the first thing I need to do is pmode 11, and we're going to PCLS it just a green, I believe. And then what I'm going to do is I have to draw a sprite. So I'm just going to draw, and I'm just going to make something up real quick. I think the best thing to do would just be to put an X, because this doesn't have to be very detailed. This is just a test to see if this works or what. So we're gonna make at 100, and we have up to 94 for half of the screen. We're gonna do at BM 148. That's going to be our start point. We're going to use color red. Alright. So, I'm not doing something right here. No, I am. That's right. Okay. It's because the screen is missing. The screen command is missing. But what I'm going to do is, starting at that point in red, I'm going to go H10. Okay. Which is going to give us a diagonal from that start point from southeast to northwest. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down on that same line, which would be the F command, and we're going to come down half of that. And then what I'm going to do here is go in the opposite direction in the southwest. We're going to go in the southwest direction 5. And then we're going to finish the whole thing. And I'm just doing this in my mind. I don't have this scripted out anywhere. We're going to go northeast, which would be E10. And that should complete an X. And we're going to test, see if this works. We're going to put a screen command in. And I'm using this color set 1. And we're going to go to 100. See what happens. And we do get an X. I don't know why there's this little bit of corruption here. It doesn't go straight through the center for some unknown reason. Now we started here, we came down, then I went this way and then this way. So I'm just grabbing a protractor here, which is a see-through protractor, and I'm getting 3/8. Wait. Yeah, 3/8 on the bottom, and the top is 3/8. I don't know. It's off for some reason. Let's see if we can figure this out. You know, 10 is a round number. We came down. We might have to come down 6. Something is not right. And now the corruption is down here. So let's. Why don't I try going up 12? okay, in that direction. So we're going 12 from southeast to northwest. And then we're coming back down on that line halfway, and we're going to use 6s, and this should eliminate the problem, I hope, and it does. So we have to use these, in P mode 1, we have to use these round numbers. We can't use odd numbers. If you see now, these are all even numbers, or I say round numbers here. Alright, don't try using odd numbers. It doesn't work out. So, alright, so for 5, we're going to put this in dimension. And I think I can spell out a whole word if I want. That's another thing. As long as it doesn't conflict with a command, which I've had happen before, it'll accept a pretty long word. And I think I can fit it into a small dimension like this. And then we're going to get, the only thing is I don't know my dimensions. So we're gonna, before I do that, I'm gonna have to do color. I'm not gonna do red. I'm gonna do something else. We're gonna try yellow, so it's pretty apparent here. And since we're starting at 100, let's try 90. I have to type line. All right, 90, 30, 36, I don't know, to, God, I don't know, 110, 66, piece. Nothing's easy in programming, guys, nothing. So, I spelled pset wrong. I'm going to insert an E there. Let's run this and see how close this is. So I have to move it over by 1 and up by several. So let's do that now. This is going to turn into 88. This is going to turn into, well, I didn't check that. Let's run this again. Alright. Yeah, I got to cut like 10 off of there. So this should be around, it's going to have to be more than 100 because, well, actually our right foot is 100, so it might just be 100. Let's try that. Alright, that looks like it's fitting. And let's edit 6 again and bring the bottom up. 66 is way too far off. Let's list this. Where are we actually starting? At 36, so yeah, it should be 36, not 66. And if I run this, it should fit perfectly in that box, except for, I don't know what just happened. Yeah, well, the problem is, let's run this. Why did that just happen? I'm starting here, and that's 36. So this has got to be like 16. Oh, look at this. I'm going in the wrong direction here. You know, I don't need this today. I already had a bad day. You know. So we're starting. Yeah, this is all whacked out. Why is this happening? Let's list this again. It's making no sense. We're starting at 48, 100, so let's edit 6 and change this back to 36. This should be 48. I don't know where I was getting that from. The other dimension, there. Now it fits perfectly in there. It looks like a dice. I mean, when I see computer stuff, my mind starts going in every direction, you know. You can make a cool animation out of this, but we're not doing that right now. So that should outline it perfectly. Now what we do is we edit 6 and we rem that line out, and we take our dimensions that we just got that we know fits the sprite perfectly, and we're going to put it into array here by getting it, and we're going to follow these coordinates, but you have to add 2 when you're in P mode 1, and we're going to put it in sprite, the sprite array, sprite, and we're going to use the comma G, and I'm going to list this. Now if it fits in there, we won't get an error, and it does, and our box is gone, so now we know it's in the array. So I'm going to start on lane 8, and we're going to call this page 2. And what all I'm simply going to do here is P mode 1, 2, and we're going to PCLS it. Now our sprite, I believe, is red, color 4. So we're going to have to PLS it yellow. And if we run this, and okay, if we run this, something happens, but not what I wanted here. So we're going to have to change line 100 to just P mode 1, and then screen 10 go to 100. And the reason this is done is because when you split things up like we're doing right now, you want to display the whole page. And if we were doing this on screen 2, it would be P mode 1, 3. And that would handle 3 and 4, pages 3 and 4. For some odd unknown reason, we have to just use P mode 1 by itself. If we try to use P mode 1, 1, it doesn't work right. There's all kinds of little bugs in here that you just have to learn a workaround. So now we should have a partition, okay? And so if we're getting this the way it is, and we put it down here, we're going to have a giant green box. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now. If we add on to screen 2, which is where we're going to be doing our pudding, we're going to do that. And I believe we need to use and then or in the same location. But before we do that, we're going to see what it looks like normally. And this is the way I do it. And then we have to match our put with what we got here. The dimensions have to match. Okay, we can move it around somewhere else on the screen, but it has to stay the same dimensions. It doesn't have to be in the same spot, but you'd have to do the math here and find out what the dimensions are before you can move it anywhere. So I'm doing 88, 36, 102, 48. And we're going to use the pset option, which is the only one that I know about, sprite. And of course there's an error. Let's see, where's an error here? Put. Oh, I have them mixed up. I have to put the array first. So the array was sprite, sprite, and then we pset it. Like if you were doing the line statement, it follows the same procedure, except for you don't have an array. You just put pset, and then we have our comma b, bf, or you can do preset, which would erase the line. So now we have this problem of this box here, and what people were saying, and I know, is that it blocks out the background. We're pretending yellow is our background right now because this is just a test. So as you can see, if we use pset, it just sets every point identically. And I read into the and or, and they do something different. So what we're going to have to do first is edit line 10. And instead of pset, I'm told to use and we're going to run this and see what happens. Now, when I use and, it translates our sprite, but it translates it to the background color. You see that? Instead of being a red X, like my video capture is not that good. So if I stick an arrow right here, it's a little off when you guys see it, but I'm pointing to the 4 corners. Now, those also contain red pixels, but everything else is the original background color. And so now we have it in this background color, okay? And then I'm told to put it again in the same spot. Okay, so these have to line up. Now first I'm putting it with and. I'm putting my sprite array in this spot with and. Now I'm going to put my sprite array in the exact same spot but use or. Let's run this. And we're back to where we started. So something's not right. I believe that was the correct procedure. I'm going to read it right now. Put that with the and option, and then or your actual sprite over top the exact same spot. So it's not working. Alright, I don't know why. Maybe I'm not doing it right. I'm sure I'm going to get comments here. Let's delete the or. And let's try not. Okay? Let's put not and see what happens. That turned it blue and red. Okay? So now my color is turned to blue, and what I had as a color is now the background. So let's try editing 11 and use preset is the only one left, and run that. No, nothing. So something's not right. Let's edit 11, and now he specifically told me to use or. So we're going to kill this line, and we're going to make it or. But or returns it to its natural state. If we edit 11, if we edit 10, and we get, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like losing my mind here. Hey guys, look at that. That's it. It's actually working here. And it wasn't and. it's OR. Okay? So OR seems to work. I don't know why. And it did something, but it looks like OR is our winner here. But this is only a simple layout here. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to do some more some more some more testing because it might not be this simple. Uh, I don't know because I'm not trying this with you know, we'd have to make a much more specific background here to see if this actually works. Um, I don't have a lot of time right now, but if we edit 10 and we put and back in there and we edit 11 and get rid of or, we end up with a reversed image. And if we use or, it seems to work. So I get rid of and I use just or. And it seems to blend right in. So maybe we just need or. I'll stick with you for a couple more minutes here. But what I want to do is, before we put anything, I'm gonna renumber this. We're gonna renumber this real quick and list it out so I can put something in here to see if this is actually working or not. And this is gonna be a bunch of lines. I'm just gonna put lines. I'm gonna put vertical lines, and this is gonna be the telltale here, whether this works or not. So I'm going to put 4a, and I always use a when I'm doing this most of the time. For a equals 0 to, I think our limit is 252, 254. Step, I'm going to make them small. I might have to tweak this a little bit. We're going to make these lines, we're using yellow and red and green. We're going to make these lines blue. And we're going to put line 0, comma 0 to, oh wait, 0 plus, that's not even a 0, 0 plus a, comma 0, we're not changing the y value here, to, oh Jesus, we are changing the, wait, we're changing the x value. Oh, we're changing the x value from left to right, so y stays there, and it's going to be 0 plus a, comma 94 is our limit, comma p set. Now if I run this, I get one blue line here. We're going to stagger these everywhere. So we see, if this is just a trick, if this is just a coincidence, and we're fine, or more needs to be done. To tell you the truth, I hope this is all there is to it. But we're going to see how it reacts with other colors besides yellow in the background, and that's why I'm doing this. Nobody's ever really done a thorough, in-depth investigation into these things. That I see how other people attempt to, but the problem is they're not analyzing it enough. When I analyze something, I analyze it completely so that I get definitive answers across the board and not just, you know, I think it works type of stuff. We want to make sure it's consistent. So now what I need to do is simply just put next a, and we should have a whole bar going across here now. A whole bunch of lines. And it looks like, let's see here. I can't really tell. I can't really tell if we're getting all red in those areas. It's really hard to tell. Guys, I don't know. We don't have a box behind it. That's for sure. But whether or not all of those pixels are still red and the background, I'm literally checking every pixel. We're good. We're good. It looks like we're good. It looks like I can't say 100% because it's really hard to tell. Um, it's really hard to tell. If I had a better magnifying glass, I could say for sure, but it looks like it's working. But I honestly, the original background was yellow, so we still have a yellow background. And we have yellow on blue, we have yellow, I mean, not yellow, we have red. We have red in the middle. I think just because the colors are so close together, they kind of blend a little bit, but I would say that's working. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change. Let's list CLS. Let's list 1 to 10, and we're gonna edit 4. And it's red on a green background. We're gonna try making it, I don't know, blue. Instead, the X will be blue. And instead of blue lines going across, we'll make them red lines. And maybe that'll make it easier to tell. So now we have all red. We have all red there, guys. So not only are our lines red, but it turned our sprite red. Let's list. And our sprite is supposed to be blue. Alright. And that's not blue, that's turned everything red. So this is a little weird. Unless I'm doing something wrong. Let's edit 21 and rem it out. Let's edit 20 and put it back in. Yeah, this is weird. We're getting, I don't know what we're getting. edit 21, edit 20. Now this is what I originally did. It won't work with the color change at all whatsoever. Let's list this. I think it's going to depend on what colors you use. I'm going to have to look into this because I got to cut this off. Guys, keep leaving your comments and help me figure this out. You know, I'd appreciate it. I want to get past this final step here. I'm getting close, but the only other thing I can think of is let's edit 20, and he said to use and then or, so we're using and or in the same spot, but we're just getting our original, you know. So I don't understand what's going on here. He did say something else, but I don't really understand it. Curtis said, where you would use color, it says you need to make a background mask buffer where you would use color 3. It says where you would use color 3, you want your sprite to show pixels, and use color 0 anywhere you want the background to show up instead. Color 0 is not an option here. We only have 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I don't understand this. Anywhere you want your sprite to show pixels, and color 0, I don't get what you're trying to tell me here, Curtis. I don't. I cross-referenced it with the book, and that kind of says what you're saying, but I don't understand it. I'm gonna have to look at that manual, and you guys are gonna have to keep guiding me along here until I get this figured out. Otherwise, it works if I use one color scheme, but it doesn't work if I use another. And yeah. So I don't know. Is my answer here. I knew it wasn't going to be that easy. I don't know. I don't know. This is pretty complicated. We have preset and or not. We didn't try not in this one. So I don't know what that does. I'm just going to renumber this. And we're going to try putting not in there as well. Put. And then I'm going to cut this off because I really got to go do something. A bunch of things actually. And the only one left is not in preset. So I'm not sure what this is actually doing. That's pretty close there. But actually it's just changing the colors, and I don't know what's going on. So this is why I never used this before, because I don't understand it. I don't know why they didn't make this a little easier, but all I know right now is if we use or, we're safe, but only if we use certain colors. And if we use and, it reverses everything. So that's all I know. I don't know what not does. So if I put this back to blue, and I list 1 to 10, and I put our drawing back to red, it works. That's all I know. So it'll work like this. You can barely tell that it's working. Actually, you know what? You know what the problem is? It's all these lines here. So if we edit 11, edit 12, edit 13, and just take that out of there, it works. If I have a solid background, it works. So let's before I cut this off, and I know this is a long video, let me investigate it. What we were doing before, but without all the blue lines. I'm making this blue. And let's see if it still works. No. And now it wants it, it's making it red here. So it's not it's putting red here. So if I I'm getting nothing there. So, and if we use and, we just get the background. And then if we use or over the top of that, we get our original drawing. We don't want this stuff in the background. But I'm replacing one with the other. So it's just replacing, it's not really adding anything on top of it. I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, we can translate it if it's a certain color but not another color. So I'm really lost in this. But I am going to cut this off. And if hopefully someone could clarify this a little bit better. I tried what you guys told me to try, and it doesn't work right. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know what though. Try to elaborate a little bit more. Because I'm really interested in getting this to work. And I'll make another video on it if I can fix this somehow. It's discouraging. I did try and on top of or, but none of that works. I don't know what color 3 and 0 is supposed to mean. It's just really confusing. But I think I'm on the right track here. So I'm definitely going to save this program so I don't have to write it over. I can just play with it. So I'm going to save this really quick. me 40 minutes to do this. Didn't take 40 minutes to write, but it took me probably 5 minutes to write and 35 minutes to try to figure out what the heck is going on here. But I'm going to call it, you guys call it reverse masking. So I'll call it that. So I'm just going to save it, reverse. I'm just going to put rev m, or reverse mask version 1. And that's it for now, guys. I'm going to list it out so I have it for my records, and hopefully you guys can clarify it a little better, right? Thank you. Take care.